Last NFT live of the week. Thank you for joining on your perfect, I'm sure, Thursday. I'm sitting here with Gifted. Oh, Canada. I hope your audio works today. What's up,
Does
brother?
it? Does it
Yeah,
work?
you're good, dude. You're good. We
Oh,
got
we
it.
good. We live. We out here. We up here in the Great White North. We're drinking maple syrup out of a fucking cup.
I heard that's all they drink up there. Just
It's
clogged
all
arteries all around.
well. They don't have clean water up here, so they literally have to drink maple syrup so they don't die. They're not. They're still savages, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, they
All
have.
Canadians.
I mean, there's caribou just lining the streets. They have to like completely be savages.
Yeah. I mean that's the only. Otherwise, the caribou would basically like run them out of town.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Wild. Unreal.
It is wild.
All right, today's episode is going to be wild. We just had a GM Web3 morning show and did a deep dive for what feels like something that's overdue, which is a deep dive on 10KTF Shop. We've been covering them adjacently for a long time now. They've been in the Yuga Labs ecosystem for like 6 or 7 months, maybe a little bit more. And it's just nice to hear like from community members. I mean, just to get a dive on what the game looks like, what the collections look like. And we had Keegan and Valerie on the GM Web3 morning show. I can get the link there in chat. But I see the chat. Hash Rhymes, Prodigy, Squashman, Stamina. Good to see an OG OVOT fam there. We're excited. So I'm going to get into this tweet really quick. This is the tweet for today's episode, NFT Live. We are covering 10KTF. Again, MetaMask getting up off their ass, and Cobie versus Binance. And we got a lot of other things to touch on as well. GIF, I didn't get the chance to talk to you about the vessels and Otherside. That went live overnight, which is fun to see. But so we'll touch on a bunch of different stuff. It's a Thursday episode, y'all. So if you have any topics, we're just going to go off the dome, off the cuff. But it's good to see you're alive, man. You made the trip.
I had my doubts too, and yeah, we did make it up here. A couple crying babies later, a short delay or two, but we made it. I'm up here, and I'm happy to be here with you. And yeah, shout out Keegan and Valerie, our special guests this morning on GM Web3, doing the deepest of dives on one of the deepest ecosystems, 10KTF. I mean, I learned a lot, Q. I learned a lot. I feel like I still have a lot to learn, but I do feel like I have a much better picture of what's happening right now. I think that the biggest question that we really have no clue about yet is what is the Yuga Otherside integration going to look like? But I will say that, the one thing that I feel like is very clear to me is that New Tokyo will absolutely be in the other side. I mean, it just has to be. And I feel like that's going to be the way in for phygital items through the other side. That just makes too much sense to me. So all speculation. Also, while we're here, while we're doing it, it's always a good time to say, this is not financial advice. All information is found publicly on the internet. Any opinions shared here are solely that of the Web3 team, and always make sure to DYOR or do your own research, fam. Because we're just talking about cool shit, and we're not financial advisors. But yeah, that just seems too obvious to me. There's got to be a New Tokyo in the other side.
There was some speculation that New Tokyo was going to be like the hub, right? Like when you go into World of Warcraft, there's like mainly 2 cities that on both races or both sides that you get to go into, and it's very populated. So I think Neo Tokyo, I would agree with that. That's going to definitely be a hub in the other side, and we got a lot of things going on. Gucci tags. So I don't know if Stamina got a Gucci pendant, a codependent, if you will, but we're going to get into that as well. I see you, Asmodai, saying regional time of day to you all. Crypto Stamina saying, what up, G-Tags? Prodigy is saying, OVOT, great day in the space. Happy to see y'all's faces. We're happy to see you here on in the afternoon time this Thursday. Guys, this is the last episode of the week. We do have Speak Easy tonight, so they are going live. Kane Mayfield and Easy and Crypto are getting after it on the Web3 Twitter. Yes.
Let's go.
It is like that. And they will.
It's the most entertaining show on Twitter Spaces. Bar none.
I don't know if there's another one. I don't know if there's another one. GM Web3, maybe? right afterwards. No, seriously, I do agree. Speakeasy is like the best shit on Twitter Spaces. Guys, if you've been here before, if this isn't your first time, we are going to cover a little bit of the community topics here. Get into quick hits. NFT Go Bag Check. And Gift Dad's going to be really happy with me here. We're going to be bada bing, bada boom. The NFT Go Bag Check. We got multiple bag checks. We got logos of bag checks. NFT Go, that awesome analytics site. As Gifted dies from an apocalypse.
Yeah, what's going on here? I gotta go fix my my white balance here for a sec. Give me a second.
So it's definitely going to be the lighting in that room. It's gonna hurt, but yeah, that's going to be the flow of today's episode. I've got some other topics that I do want to get to. I mean, we've had Magic Eden as a Bitcoin marketplace. They just announced as well that they are going with an NFT launchpad on Bitcoin as well. So that's going to be fun. Gifted, are you there? It looks like you're on the surface of the sun, my guy. This is showbiz.
I'm here, but I'm gonna fuck with this. I'm gonna try and figure this out.
So, Prodigy saying, aside from Web3 news, we're winning all 3 games in Clash this weekend. Good to see. And we got some good positive vibes on the bag check. Again, I dropped the Twitter link there. This is going to be today's episode. We can hit it right off the bat. So it's going to be MetaMask, man. I've given MetaMask so much shit over the last, I would say, yeah, you look good. So much shit over the past 3 or 4 months, ever since I think the Kevin Rose was the straw that broke the camel's back on this one. Well, MetaMask has been doing some cool updates. They've been on the security side. They've been also on the NFT feature side. So this is a quick update, but a really important one, man. Like, a lot of us have been going into platforms like OpenSea and other platforms to trade and send NFTs. Well, now with this feature in 1028, you get a dedicated NFT tab. You get simplified sending. Basically, you can send any ERC 721 NFTs without relying on external platforms or smart contracts, NFT auto detection, and eventually support for 1155. So they missed a whole NFT cycle to make this feature update. But again, I guess we're giving MetaMask their flowers. So thank you.
I mean, come on, Q. You shit on them when they fuck up. You got to give them some flowers when they do something good.
Well, why not just release it when NFTs are popping? I just they just waited till none of us were left to release this feature.
What's the TLDR on it though? Like, what's the main takeaway?
The main takeaway is that. So where do you send your NFTs from at this point?
Where do I send them from?
Yeah, like how do you send them? When you go to send an NFT, where do you go? OpenSea.
Usually OpenSea, yeah, okay. or MetaMask. Sometimes MetaMask.
You can. So you send within MetaMask. So you.
Not usually, but you can.
So they basically, it's a dedicated dashboard that allows you to send NFTs. That's my main takeaway. Obviously, support for 1155s and things like this. So the main takeaway is, again, they're adding more additional NFT support, which they should have done a fucking year ago. But I can now send my NFTs very seamlessly to other people. So. That's pretty good. So if you go to, I wonder if you go into your MetaMask tab right now. Let me see this. Let's see this. See, I don't see it. Let me go to the main MetaMask site. Hold on. Maybe not live on there. We'll check it afterwards. Let us know. You guys go. Oh, I'm going to the site. Hold on. Get started. Share. You know what? You guys let us know if you see an NFT feature. That would be dope. Crypto Stamina saying Phantom forced their hand, and Prodigy's asking, are you staying in an Airbnb or do you got people you know in Toronto? GIF.
You know what? I don't want to dox my location.
True,
but just know it's fucking sweet.
Dope. I appreciate that update. Live and in person. We got an update from Biggie Poppins yesterday too. Biggie's looking svelte, by the way. I don't know if you saw that episode.
He is. I'm like bummed I wasn't here to be part of that. Like having a full 4-way with Ronan and Biggie. But you know what? Good for y'all. I'm happy for y'all.
Okay.
I'm glad y'all got to hang out yesterday, but yeah, I miss Biggie and Ronan all the time, so that was cool.
We needed a proper throwback episode with Ronan the Collector and Nifty Q here covering NFTs. So hey, I totally missed this. This is going to be my first topic. It is the most important question that you will ever hear for the next, I would say, 3 or 4 days, if not a whole month. How do you pronounce wrapped ETH? This is the real question.
I say WETH.
Are you,
I say
you say
WETH.
WETH? You say
Yeah.
WETH? Okay. How do you, and some people say WETH. Look,
What?
I don't even
No.
use the
Who the
pronunciation.
fuck says WETH? It's not ETH. When you say
Well,
ETH,
when you say-
don't say ETH.
Yeah, but when you add WETH, like it just sounds.
Dude, have you been saying WETH?
I say wrapped ETH. I don't even use it because both of them are shit. I'm just
I
saying.
wouldn't be surprised. This is the guy that
Question.
says digiphysical. He's probably over here saying WETH too.
Where's Easy in Crypto when I need him? Yeah, in some lighter news,
He's prepping for Speakeasy.
the headquarters of BlackRock Paris. This is headquarters of BlackRock Paris right here. So the French are doing what the French be doing.
No way.
And they broke into the BlackRock headquarters here. I guess a $10 trillion asset manager that manages a lot of private pension funds in France has been taken over by protesters. So, we're straying. We've been straying the last 3 weeks into the geopolitical issues, this being one of them. So, fun
This
times.
is wild. That's wild. I mean, yeah, the French do what they do. They are no stranger to revolution. And that just, it looks crazy. Sounds crazy.
Yeah, you can always count on the French to get after it on the revolution front. So we appreciate you guys getting after it over there.
What's the message? What's the end goal? What are they trying to accomplish with this?
I think they were protesting the mismanagement of private pension funds. That's what basically you could get to the bottom of it. And I guess that it was a unionized or a union-led protest that spilled into the BlackRock office or BlackRock offices. So, all right, back to the lighter things, guys. I need an answer. We wanted to hit the French. You have to tell me in chat. Are you doing WETH or are you doing WETH? And even again, what can't be
a real
WETH?
question. Everybody knows it's WETH.
You're right. Look,
Everybody knows the answer.
I can't.
Except for you, apparently.
Apparently, 37% of folks do not know the answer.
They're trolling, bro. Everybody knows it's the wrong answer. They're trolling.
Okay, you know about this story. We're quickly in quick hits, guys. So we're squarely in that. This is a Fat Man Terra's explanation of a situation that went down with Cobie and CZ. So if folks that don't know Cobie, and he just literally goes by one name. There's no last name. That's how you know he's cool. So he goes by Cobie. He got like 1 million followers on Twitter. He is, I would say, in that pantheon of not maybe Twitter crypto builders and Web3 builders, but in the Twitter dumb and Twitter influencer category, he's in the top 3. Like Cobie is right up there, if not the number 1. He's been around and he's been an OG for a long time.
How many people would need to be on your Mount Rushmore, NFT Mount Rushmore, for Cobie to be on it, to have his face?
4, because you can't do a Mount Rushmore without 4.
Wait, no, but Cobie was on. Was he in? He wasn't in your top 4.
No, because that was NFTs. He doesn't really fuck with that. This guy is a crypto degen. He's been around in like the Bitcoin ICO, like even way before that.
Crypto Mount Rushmore, very different from NFT Mount Rushmore, to be clear.
Yeah.
2 different mountains.
Yeah, exactly. So Cobie had a situation. You read up on this. I don't care to really dive deep into like the actual FUD, but apparently there were like $50 million in it wasn't liquidations. It was essentially like an exit from the exchange.
Yeah, but that's basically what happens. People liquidate off and pull their money out of Binance.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I think primarily the Binance coin.
So selling would lead to the liquidations. I could see that. So some type of selling went on. So what? Give me the quick TLDR on the fuck Cobie did and why CZ is involved. What's going on? He's on Interpol. He's getting arrested with Trump. What's going on?
TLDR. CZ has unfollowed Cobie on Twitter.
Wow.
It's high school drama. But it's high school drama with like crazy stakes, right? This is what's so wild about this space is that people get into fucking dumb Twitter rumors and spreading like literally people treat Twitter and Twitter Spaces like the halls of a fucking high school, spreading rumors. Everybody's an information broker. That's their value that they contribute to the space, is just like spreading fucking rumors about shit that they think that they heard that some fucking random alpha group made up, or some guy knows a guy who's fucking deep inside of some shit who said a thing, and then they go out and they start tweeting about this shit, and then you get these crazy violent fucking fluctuations because the market reacts to everything that's said on fucking Twitter. This has to be the most ridiculous time for markets, like, just to be alive. Can you imagine, like, if the stock market, back during like the Great Depression had Twitter, like what kind of fucking ridiculous shit would be spread out there? I don't know. What's the point? The point is, Cobie made a prediction using an encrypted hash. So he allegedly didn't think it would get leaked, but he wanted to like put it on the chain as an encrypted message to say, hey, I made a prediction. And then if it came true, he could point to it and be like, look, I'm the fucking Nostradamus of Web3. I predicted the future. But of course, what happened? He talked about it to somebody who couldn't keep their fucking lips shut. Again, it's fucking high school rumor mill bullshit. You tell one person, it's going to get out on Twitter, because that's apparently the way this fucking shit works. So people were able to figure out and decode this encrypted message that he tweeted, which basically said, Interpol red alert on CZ. So basically the Interpol has like a red flag list, something like that. And he basically was saying, I heard a rumor that the Interpol has now targeted CZ and put them on this bad list, whatever that means, right? Interpol is the international police. They've got their most wanted list, or whatever that is. It's not good. I don't know exactly what it means, but clearly it's not good if Interpol is targeting, the CEO of your platform. And so of course what happens when people find out that Cobie's making this prediction, everybody freaks out. The rumor mill gets going on Twitter, and 50 mil gets liquidated off of Binance. And at the end of all of it, CZ unfollows Cobie on Twitter. But the damage is already done, even though both of them come out and they're both like, this is bullshit. It's just a rumor. Like, the damage is done. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, again, you can't put these things back in the bottle once they get started and they take on the life of their own, and the algorithm gets a hold of it.
Yeah. I'm surprised, based on this story here from CoinDesk, this actually moved the BTC price. Of course, all of these tokens are kind of, tied in together. Like the movements are obviously, hooked up to bots who trade and algorithmically trade. So I could see it moving Bitcoin, but you feel like we're at a point in the industry where Bitcoin has so much volume that something like this shouldn't move it, as opposed to maybe it being kind of siloed to BNB. Obviously, this was dealing with CZ. There used to be stories that would like come out. Like, I remember back in 16, 17, 18, when it would just be like, all right, here's the Korea exchange FUD. The Korea exchange goes down, Bitcoin, Ethereum plummet. Like, oh shit, Ethereum's at $75 now because the Korea exchange, turns out it's nothing. China's going to ban crypto this year. So all this like coordinated FUD that I'm sure people were trading off of. But this seems, it's weird that Cobie got involved, because Cobie comments on a lot of this stuff and he's just kind of a commentator. He never really like actually insinuates this stuff. So
see, okay, if we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here, he probably really did not mean for this shit to leak. He probably really meant to keep it secret and see what happened, and then get to point out like, hey, look, I predicted this shit, haha. But either way, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I'm not saying that Cobie is corrupt, but I'm saying once you get to a certain point of influence and fame and notoriety, it's hard to not to want to play with that. So, as much as Cobie may be a generally good actor here, like, this isn't good shit. This is him sticking his finger into a bunch of different things and then literally having pretty dramatic impacts on the market at large. It's still small enough. The whole crypto market is at $1 trillion. It is still small enough for a few, big names and people with influence on Twitter to drastically impact what happens. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, you want leaders that take that responsibility seriously. And so I don't know. I don't know Cobie. I doubt that he meant for this to be like malicious or get out if we're giving him the benefit of the doubt. But it's still kind of just like you went and you talked about it. You shared it with somebody who you couldn't trust. You know what I mean? It's just like you were careless.
Yeah.
And that's why Bitcoin has been in the red and ETH has been in the green. Again, it's always interesting when Bitcoin and ETH are not in lockstep. And so that's why Bitcoin has been in the red today.
You know what else is in kind of the green still? You know what else other than D's nuts? Your Dogecoin trade.
I mean, it's holding okay.
Yeah, for 90 cents. Your entry price was like what, 80, 82?
83, 85, something.
I still never got a confirmation. We're going off erroneous data here.
It's I mean, just know that I'm definitely up from what I got in. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I didn't put that much into it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like it's not massive swings here. We're talking like a couple $100 here and there.
Dude, you've been asking me for a long time. You're like, why? What? So like, what are you buying? What are you doing? All this stuff. It's like, man, like part of the reason I'm doing that is because it's like almost like with this ape staking. I'm like, is it worth it for me to like dilute like the attention to something else where I'm like trading? So it's just like, I
mean, unless you can. It's called scalping, right? Like scalping is a trading strategy where you're literally just doing these quick flips. It's basically flipping altcoins, flipping ERC20s, right? It's crypto trading. It's day trading is when you're scalping, right? And so if you were able to successfully like catch wind of something like the Doge, Twitter thing ahead of time and move the ape coin out, be ready for right when it starts taking off, and then just like sell it at 10 cents. Okay, but literally then you're day trading, and the chance of you losing doing that is so much higher than winning. ApeCoin is pretty reliable. I think, the smart thing is what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to get really fucking lucky and have some legit alpha to scalp and like be successful at that.
Okay, folks, we are square in the middle of our episode here. Why do I love that terminology? You know what? Just take a shot every time I say square in the middle of anything. But we are square in the middle of this episode into quick hits. Please leave a like on today's episode. It does help us get out to the masses. If you're listening on Twitter, we see our faces there. I see you guys watching. So if you're listening on Twitter, if you are here on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, we appreciate you guys so much. Hey, look, if you are not catching the episodes live, the best place to catch this stuff is going to be on Spotify. So we're going to continuously be putting out episodes on Spotify over time. It's going to grow with different network IP and all these different things. So if you are trying to catch the episode, afterwards and we're not live, Spotify is definitely the best spot. I can drop that link here in just a moment. Let me get to the comments really quick. NFT Cuties in the house. Asmodai is asking Polygon ETH, not wrapped ETH. So Peeth? Are we going Peeth? Sounds like something gun conspiracy. Sounds like a gun uncle conspiracy theory, aka Fun Uncle. And I think I'm going to call him Gun Uncle from now on. NFT Cutie saying, did we discuss the reasons behind ETH 8-month all-time high? Prodigy saying, did y'all see Nakamigo's floor at 2 ETH? That's not true. And NFT Cutie saying, Doge logo Twitter takeover was Elon trolling the SEC. Marty McFly saying, WETH as in smoke WETH every day. BlackRock is the Illuminati, literally, if you were wondering. You guys have the chat rolling today, so we appreciate you guys joining in here.
Yeah, you want to get really into the rabbit hole on that, go look at Aladdin. Go look at Aladdin. That's you want to know Illuminati. That's it.
The Aladdin series is Illuminati?
No, you don't know about Aladdin?
You know what? You tell me afterwards.
All right.
There's a lot of shit on the like. Normally, I don't know how much you're doing, GIF, when it comes to kind of sourcing your news. I don't know how much of it you're doing on like publications as opposed to Twitter timelines and Twitter profiles. I think more and more I'm leaning towards like Twitter profiles for a lot of my news. Some of the true, but also you get a lot of nonsense here over the last. Like when it's really bad, it's really bad on some of these profiles. Like, do I want to click on this? Pogs? make a triumphant return. FIFA scores big with AI powered NFT. Like, dudes, what am I clicking on here? Let's go.
Oh, dude, the dudes are
Astro
so
Boy.
ugly, bro. I almost. There was several
What
moments
the
throughout this week during our shows that I wanted to just mention dudes for like a minute because they were like getting some volume and like sold out and all this shit. And I just started looking through them and I'm like, this is such junk, bro. It's not. This is the type of collection that is here today, gone tomorrow. Like unless they roll out,
Wow.
it's so ugly, bro. It's not good art. It's not good art. Like I'm sorry, it's not. It's ugly. It's hideous. This is the type of shit that you bet a bunch of ETH on. You get several of them in your wallet. You think they're gonna go to the moon, and then like a month or two later, you're looking at them in your wallet, and you're just like, oh, do I hide them?
Yeah.
So fucking ugly.
What is this art style with like first of all, I love Rick and Morty, so do not like, flame me for this, but like the like nihilistic kind of like like Pepe Troll almost like
So
art. Like
yeah.
what art first of all, we love it in crypto. Like blockchain folks, NFT folks, whenever this style art comes out, it's like a fucking hit. The art gobblers were fucking hideous. Obviously, there's a lot of different feature sets that made that popular, including obviously Rick and Morty. But like,
That
what
actually
is this
has
art
more.
style?
The art gobblers has more artistic integrity than this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard to. The art in the art gobblers is actually really hard to create and takes a lot of time and effort to create and then animate all of that and do it well. This is not like.
Dude, why?
Like the people that would be buying this and trying to pump this are also just like the type of people that I don't want to fucking hang out with ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Give me
Like have fun rocking that as your PFP for a month and thinking that it's cool and then realizing later that you're a fucking.
I can't wait for the Nakamigos post-mortem here. Like I would love to see in like 3 weeks what Nakamigos is at, because they're rising
around half an ETH, dude. I think Nakamigos has more potential than anything else recently. It's definitely more than the dudes. Fuck that, dude.
Of course. Well,
Sorry, like I shouldn't have
dudes.
I shouldn't have such a visceral reaction, but I've seen so many bad art projects at this point that get a bunch of hype and then just like they're ugly, man. It's trash.
Like people were drawn in the NFT space to this like Pepe type art. I don't even I don't even know. But anyways, Marty McFly saying, I like Cobie and think he is a good guy overall. NFT Cutie saying 20K NFTs minted out on Beep Boop bots. I'm shutting down the episode.
I've been seeing so many people in the Chungos community trying to like onboard into Beep Boop, and I can't, just the name itself I can't even say. So I don't know a lot about Beep Boop. Maybe it's cool. It's not for me right now.
NFT Cutie's asking, what is the Nakamigos utility? The Nakamigos utility is vibes.
Vibes, bro.
You're just arting out, man. You're defending yourself against the rest of the NFT space. Like just
Art is
vibes.
The utility. Like love is the roadmap. Come on.
Locked down, Bastille style. You're just like literally defending yourself from all the FUD. That's the utility. You get to join a community that's being constantly attacked. Okay, don't you get it? Dude, what is it? What is the news cycle today?
Revolution.
Who cares? Astro Boy takes over.
Cute. It sounds like
no one cares about Pogs. Nobody.
Sounds like you've had a tough week, Q.
I think Nakamigos brought this out in me, but like I don't want to cover something just to cover it. Just because it's going up, we have to cover this shit. Like nothing's happening with it. Nothing will happen with it. Like maybe there's an ember that will catch a twig that will blow up into a flame. But it's definitely the Nakamigos thing. But then I go onto the news cycle today and I'm just like, what is going on? None of this is cool.
I absolutely grew up loving Pogs. That was one of my
Pogs
questions that I had.
Okay.
So I'm just saying,
Let's
like,
check it out.
maybe you're hating a little too hard right now.
Maybe I am, and we're gonna watch this together and see if I am being
You
fucking too hard.
definitely needs a hug, y'all. Throw a like on this video because it's the closest thing to giving Q a hug you can do right now. He needs it. Look at the guy. He's barely hanging on. He's hanging on by a thread over here. So give him a nice digital hug by liking this episode right now.
We had a comment. France is on fire. Yeah, we covered it. Yeah, we're sitting here covering it. I also had another one that I wanted to show, not just France being on fire, but okay, let's watch it then. If it's gonna be legit, I want to watch it. Oh, great.
All right, so we're back with NFT Live. That was the Pogs trailer, looking absolutely hype, yo. Cannot wait to play Pogs in a 2D game. I mean,
I was kidding. I'm thinking about shutting it down, GIF.
Yeah, it wasn't as great as I was expecting based on Crypto Stamina saying the teaser's hype, but you know what? It's a thing. Pogs, they're making a comeback. It can't be worse than Jeffrey Giraffe and teasing a yacht party.
You stop talking about Jeffrey. You stop.
Keep Jeffrey's name out your motherfucking mouth. It can't be worse than Jeffrey the Giraffe trying to make a comeback and teasing a yacht party. Can it? Wait, are Pogs on Solana? Hold up. Maybe I spoke too soon.
They are on Solana. Holy shit. Look, that's actually, I actually like this better. No, seriously.
Oh, no.
Wait, no, I'm in. Actually, no, I'm not in, but I'm more in than I was 5 seconds ago. Look, do something cool on a chain that has max FUD right now. I'm okay. And I'm not saying this is like completely world-bending type innovation or anything like that, but they're doing it on Ethereum and Solana. What's going on here? Okay. The founding Pogger. Oh, great. Owning a founding piece of Pog's digital ecosystem. The founding Pogger Solana collection is the only collection that can be staked to earn Pogger coin. Okay, we're done.
Play of the game.
Nope.
Play of the game,
nope.
bro.
You lost me a Pogger coin. You lost, of course. Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. literally can't handle it anymore.
I thought we were past this, like, hey, get our game to get some staked Pogger coin.
Yeah. I'm not bullish on it, even though I love Pogs. They're not going to get me in on this, probably.
Marty's asking, tell me about Aladdin. Like he doesn't know. He's baiting you. 100% baiting you.
This is literally when you start to see the red dot honing in on my forehead.
Kevin the Tack Daddy, good to see you here in the house. I do have to push back a little bit. You can have a Mount Rushmore. This space is like 3 years old. That's like 6 to 7 years old in real people time. I mean, there's enough that's happened.
That's can have like 25 crypto years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, Prodigy. I really don't. Nick Swervis is in the house saying Nakamigos is obviously a rug. Pogs is the alpha, apparently. Marty saying this is a FUD-worthy show we are having here. I just saw people knocking me against the rug, and so is people.
This is we made it all the way to the bottom. This feels like bottom signals to me.
It doesn't feel
good. I feel like we got to be close to the bottom because I'm feeling peak FUD right now in this episode. The Pogger coin.
Well, because we went to Pogger coin to save us from the rest of the fucking shit, and it just drove us deeper.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
You know what? I had a really cool project too. It's called Open Campus. I guess it's like an education protocol that Animoca Brands is working for.
Steer us into something more positive, Q. Exactly. Come on, pull us out of the mud here.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm digging heavily. Open Campus utilizes a new protocol allowing communities to create their own and promote content they want to see in the world that enables educators to earn revenue and gain recognition for their contribution. So it seems like this is like an open protocol for what's the Web 2 system where they had like educators create live courses that people could buy into?
Well, there's a bunch of them. I mean, there's like Masterclass. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, Masterclass.
That's a well-known one. So but there's a whole bunch. There's like Udemy. I don't know. There's a bunch.
So communities can utilize blockchain tech to fund and co-own educational content that fits their student needs. Creators launch their content on protocol by offering promotional rights through publisher NFTs. So, I mean, this is not like your flip, I'm assuming, but this is a cool story. I mean, there was a lot to go with on the trailer side too. So you can see Mochaverse is involved, Sandbox is involved, Animoca Brands. So that's going to be like the Animoca Brands gang there that comes along with this open campus. But I mean, look, we haven't seen a lot of this where education is really pushed, especially at like some type of protocol level. So I'll be continuing to follow this, and if I can get any more info, I'm just completely flustered by the start of this episode.
I can tell. I don't know what to do over here other than, again, let everybody know. Send some Q some love in the chat. Put a like on this video. He needs all the positive reinforcement he can get just to get through this episode right now. So I'll do what I can, but I'm asking for your help here to get my guy Q through this show. Look, after today, Q, we get a break. We're not back till Monday. We just got to survive this episode.
Easy, what's up, bro? You just missed a phenomenal start to NFT Live today. Good to see you here in the house. You have Speakeasy later. We already hyped it up. Okay, we got the tweet coming out here after the episode. So we've got Speakeasy, Easy and Crypto, and Kane Mayfield tonight talking about the depths of the NFT space. I can only imagine what they're talking about. So so what is this?
That's bait. Okay, not going there.
Hey, Gift, did you know that there's Magamigos?
No.
You didn't know? Top trending.
Are they on Polygon?
They're trending.
No. Oh, God.
On ETH, dude.
On ETH? Wow. All right, let's go look at those.
Okay, last quick hit for me. Thank you guys for tuning in on this shit show of a day. We know you could be elsewhere, and we appreciate hanging out with y'all. Thank you so much for dealing with this shit. OpenSea Pro volume rose a fair bit yesterday and sent about 66% of the trades to OpenSea and 33% to Blur. So again, OpenSea Pro is going to be an aggregator. So there's actually Blur trading apparently on OpenSea Pro. The comment that I'm going to hone in on and that we're going to get into in the NFT Go Bag Check, Sir Punk here, the first comment on NFT statistics is saying the wars is heating up. And NFT statistics says, no, it's not. So we're going to jump into that. I mean, you do want to see here over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then into the future, more trading going to OpenSea if you're someone that's launching in OpenSea Pro, right? Like obviously they're hoping to steal a little bit of market share back here. I don't think that right off the bat this looks like that, to be honest. I think a lot of people are seeing through the lines here with them saying it's going to be NFT rewards as opposed to a C token. So Gif, I know we missed you yesterday. We touched on the Genesis token drop that happened 2 days ago. Let's talk about it. How do you feel about a Genesis?
I mean, we discussed that it's basically like just a commemorative token. I'd love to know more about the reason behind buying one, but besides that, I guess people are playing it, trying to flip them and trade, but like, I don't know. Good luck with that. It's a very high supply of a commemorative token, so I don't really know why you would want to be trying to flip and trade that.
80,000
Yeah,
NFTs.
that's a ridiculously high supply for basically a fungible NFT. Um, so I don't know. I do think it's smart on their end to be expanding, taking the gem acquisition, taking those tools and expanding into more of this pro trader tool set, right? Because as long as they can keep more people in their ecosystem and like keep providing more tools and have more ways to keep people using their tools instead of going outside of OpenSea to places like Blur, it's better for them, right? So I think it's a very smart thing for them to be trying to figure out what is the like our trader angle, right? To get more of that market and sustain more of their existing market. And I'm sure that over time, again, especially as the marketplace heats up, as more of the sort of like the normie collectors or like the basic collectors start to look for more sophisticated options, again, it keeps them on OpenSea instead of looking to Blur or to other solutions. So I think this is a really smart thing for OpenSea. I haven't really used it yet. Obviously, digging in and understanding the different utilities that it actually provides, things like, it says it has 0% fees, obviously different sweeping mechanics. And, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see like what kind of tools actually come with this. What's the benefit? How does it compare to NFT Go? Again, I love NFT Go because I think that the free tools that they provide are amazing, but I'll be looking into it, seeing what OpenSea is doing. And I think it's smart, again, as far as staying competitive and making sure that they've got the advanced tool sets available as well for trading and not just the collecting.
Well, first of all, in their announcement, they said they built OpenSea for noobs and for hardcore traders alike. And they said we're building OpenSea Pro for hardcore traders. Well, that makes a lot of sense because there's no fucking noobs left. Who's left? That's just like I don't know what NFTs are. Like this is not the stage of the cycle that we're in. So it's interesting that they.
Yeah, NFT Cutie calling it a blur killer.
Yikes!
I don't know about all that.
So let's jump in because the majority of conversation has been around the token and whether there's going to be a token, what those NFT rewards look like. But OpenSea Pro brings new levels of control for power users, sweep across the deepest liquidity of any NFT marketplace, aggregating 170 marketplaces, live cross-marketplace data. I'm interested in that. Powerful inventory management, check. So OpenSea has support for what at this point? Polygon, and what other protocols do they offer?
I think they have. Do they have Solana? I think they have ApeCoin integrated.
So powerful inventory management. I'm more looking at like collection based stuff. Like what do they have on that level? Managing your inventory is a breeze. So that some features to add to like hidden and inventory management would be dope. Instant sales. We aggregate every type of offer on your items across the space, allowing you to instantly sell your NFTs for the best price available. We scan for collection offers, bids, NFT pools. Sweep on the go. Most optimized gas fees.
So that I'll pause there. I think one of the main reasons why people like Blur is that it helps increase the liquidity in the space as that sort of market making mechanic. It seems like that's part of what they're doing here is adding more of that market making, looking across multiple different marketplaces to find where the liquidity exists, pairing that up. I think that's good. I think that's good. Not being stuck within just the OpenSea ecosystem, but being able to pull liquidity or maximize liquidity and make trading more seamless or faster for a lot of people. Again, how does that exactly operate from like on the like incremental denominational sort of like basis? Like, is there a lot of slippage? Or how big is the fee that they are going to be taking in there? Where are they making their money? What are you losing by using these tools where it's just like getting you the fastest trade possible? How bad are you losing? Where does the gas come into it? Like figuring out exactly how this works and how do you actually like not just lose your ass? Because again, there's fucking taxes on top of all this. That's the other thing too, right? So it's just like, does any of this actually make it more profitable and more like, is there an advantage to using any of these tools? That's what's going to be interesting to figure out over the coming weeks and months of actually trying to use any of these tools.
It's good to see any type of obviously upgrade to what they've already offered. OpenSea has traditionally been a laggard when it comes to a lot of this stuff. They've offered the platform they've always offered, right? In a very MetaMask fashion. They have a ton of users. They're comfortable not, rocking the boat, pun intended here. So OpenSea Pro, this was the secondary tweet. And we're not forgetting about community rewards. We're charting a different course by featuring NFTs as rewards. We're charting a different course featuring NFTs as rewards. Where did the C token come in? Where did this announcement dropped and everyone was like, "Oh my god, here's the token."
Was it an encrypted tweet by Cobie?
All right.
Seems like a fair question. Seems like fair play from where I'm sitting right now. Yeah, just stop it. Where's that Michael Jordan meme when you need it? Stop it. Like, y'all need to stop. Yeah, people need to stop creating this fucking bullshit rumors when there's no good reason, and they clearly have outlined that that's not what they're doing here. And we know why, right? They're like VC, like they are trying to be as regulation friendly.
Damn. They have 1 minute charts here. Okay, so we're just going to show this off really quick because this is, again, OpenSea Pro. 30 days, all-time volume. Let's see what we got here. Punks, apes, mutants, other Ds, art blocks, Azuki. Interesting. Okay. All right, so this is just the OpenSea Pro platform. You can see watch list mints. Yeah, okay. I think we're still going to use NFT Go.
Not as good as NFT Go. Definitely That's what I was going to say. But again, it's going to be interesting to play with it, see what they're doing different, see what they're doing better, see what they're doing worse. But yeah, NFT rewards, we don't even know what that means, but it definitely doesn't mean that they're going to have a C token. It definitely means that there's not that. But I am curious, what does that mean? And how do you get them? Is it just by using using OpenSea Pro now? And again, like the most frustrating thing to me will be if they do rewards or they do a token and they don't look back at like people's loyalty over time. They were literally just starting now. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. I'm going to be so pissed if all of the action and all of the loyalty that I've given OpenSea over the last several years is not rewarded. That'll be the ultimate kick in the nuts. Then I'm just like, fuck you.
So this was a tweet thread by whale.swoosh, one of my favorite follows on Twitter. I'm going to link it in chat. You guys can check it out. Win token airdrop basically says there's none. But he did get into the fact of like, okay, so OpenSea wants to release NFTs as potential rewards, right? He says Blur has Blur, OpenSea could have C, but really not. So temper your excitement. Yada, yada, yada. And we're not forgetting community rewards. Keep your spyglasses ready. We're charting a different course by featuring NFTs as rewards. So that then gets to the question you were asking, which is, are they doing their own NFTs? Are they working with artists for NFTs? How do they reward their people? It gets into a whole nother complex issue. So
yeah, well, and again, the thing that I'll state here that should be obvious, but there is potential value in their connectivity in their network of artists that they could collaborate with to create unique pieces. But how do you scale that? If you're OpenSea and you're trying to reward thousands of people, you are creating an addition of thousands, from an artist. That can still be cool, right? If you create like an addition of 5,000 from an artist, but they're not all going to be 1-of-1s, or they could be. I guess if you're like trying to create a whole new collection, you might. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions, but I would say there is at least some potential value in them creating OpenSea collaborations, because they can get some of the top artists in the space to collaborate with them.
Again, it just comes down to how do they pull it off, right? So yeah, I think it would be a value
execution.
Yeah. All right. Hey, we just got an announcement earlier this morning about the Otherside codependent sale. So it's at 6 p.m. So we needed the decoupling to happen first, and now you're actually able to participate. If you have a coda or you have a vessel, you can participate in this Gucci codependent sale. So there's going to be 3,350 or 3,333 at 458 a pop. It's pretty expensive. It's about $2,000. Those are going to go extremely fast. I would guess you're probably going to get into a gas war, I would guess. So, yeah, I mean, we'll be monitoring that. I'm sure they're going to sell out. We'll be monitoring secondary markets. The other thing, as far as the other deed and vessel stuff, which we'll get into here in a second, is that it's open in perpetuity. And Squashman came in here and told us that the mutant vials are like outdated. I don't think we ever got confirmed on that. You remember that? Squash came in and was like, yeah, the mutant vials, like you can't use them anymore.
Can't use them.
So the other deeds, the other side came out and was like, literally, you have forever. Like it's forever to get this vessel claim. So that is one thing. You're obviously not going to get a bunch of utility if you let it sit there and not claim your vessel, but you have forever to do it. So
I can now go claim my vessels?
Yes, you can.
And those are based on
other deeds.
The other deeds. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. See, you know what? That's why we do this show. That's why I got good friends like you, Q.
There you go.
Because otherwise I wouldn't have known until next week.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here. Hey, what'd you think of my my logo that I sent you?
Your top secret.
Yeah. What'd you
logo,
think? What
concept. Let me go look at this right now. I'm gonna pull it up.
No, don't pull it up.
No, I'm not gonna pull it up for everybody to see just yet. I think it's decent. I think it's decent. Yeah, I think it works.
Okay.
Yeah, like my initial reaction is like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Okay. Well, that's all I need to start. That's all. Honestly, that's all. So this is what's happening, folks. We are coming here with an announcement of an announcement. So stay tuned in the next week, because we're having a show that used to exist in a certain form.
But so let me just say this. So you're pretty set on that name, though. You like that one?
I think so.
Yeah.
It fits, right? It's nice, right?
I mean, it was one of the ones that I came up with that I felt was interesting. And if it's not done, you know what? The question now is ownability. You got to go out there, do the name check.
We looked at it.
Yeah?
Feels good.
You did a deep search. You feel like you scrubbed the interwebs.
Yeah.
And NFT Cutie,
and here it is.
You're not.
You got it. It's the Yuga show.
Yeah. You're not far off base, but there's multiple shows being developed for the Web3 network. Let's just say that.
Love it.
Yeah, this is more of a refresh or a rebrand.
Yeah, it's a rebrand of the Nifty Q show. For those of you that are fans of the Nifty Q show, it's a straight up rebrand.
There it is. All
he said, Prodigy's saying, just fucking show us. Is it the mumbling in Aladdin? Okay, a bunch of you have come through in like literally the last, I would say like the last 30 comments, 5 of them have to do with different Disney shows and how they all reference sex in different ways. Prodigy's saying Rapunzel's hair spells sex on a movie cover. Apparently, Sam is saying dust sex is in The Lion King. You guys are weird, man.
Dude,
weird.
Did anybody mention the Little Mermaid cover?
What's the Little Mermaid cover? Hold on.
There's a fucking sex toy. There's a dildo.
Hold on. Which one? Wait, like the standard Little Mermaid? We're gonna look at this together.
The like original Little Mermaid art cover.
Hold on.
There's like a sex toy on it. It's ridiculous. Okay. These are not conspiracies. This is like real shit. Yeah. Okay. Go in and look at the castle right there in the middle. Zoom in on the middle of the castle. Look at that.
Oh,
it's not a joke. These are not jokes. These are not jokes.
Wow. Hey, the rest of the show, fuck Wagmi-San, fuck 10KTF. We're covering Disney's use of pornographic material. That's what's happening.
Wild. That is wild.
Wow. What the fuck is wrong with people, man? God, we're just like slightly evolved apes.
That is not Photoshopped. Go look at it. Go pull it out of your old VHS cupboard and go look at it. That's not made up. These are real things.
Wow.
It's kind of it's almost like the Berenstein Bears or whatever. You know,
what about
those things
what about
like,
the Berenstein Bears?
Q, you're gonna have to. We'll talk about this later. Q's already had a rough day. All right, we're trying to take it easy on him. Okay. We don't want to.
Thank you.
We don't want to ruin his entire childhood here. Pogs are already fucked. Like we already destroyed Pogs today.
That was actually such a bad derailment. Pogs.
Yeah. All
right. Here we go. They're gonna love this. We're transitioning right into the NFT Go Bag Check. We got it all here on the premier analytics platform here in the NFT space. We've been using NFT Bag Check or the NFT Go Bag Check for a while here, but we're just now making it official. So we appreciate you guys so much over there. Jared and Co, you guys are doing a great job. Dan, we appreciate you guys. But let's get into the market overview here before we jump into the collections on the NFT Go Bag Check. Again, look, you guys... We love that you're our sponsors, by the way, too. So this is a sponsored. What are we saying? Do we get the
segment?
Words down here? Is this? It's not a sponsor. It's a sponsored episode. Thanks for being the sponsor of NFT Live, guys. Thank you. We'll get that. We'll rein that in. All right. Market sentiment right now 25. It's cooling off. So Gifted's been fudding the market with his tweets, which the market sentiment meter reads and then gives us a handy dandy score. 30-day profit and losses. We're still here in the bear market squarely, so take your shot. Blue chip index is down against ETH over the last 7 days. If we zoom out to 30, it's probably going to look pretty bad as well. Against USD, it doesn't look that bad. I mean, it looks bad, but we got a little bit of a recovery here at the end of March. If we zoom out to 3 months, we might be on the up and up. We'll see. We're watching this ETH ratio, though. That's a tough one. Market cap and volume. Let's look at that here over the last 7 days. We're pretty low here against ETH. And then USD, the total market cap, is increasing throughout the first month. And we're going to go into collection distribution when it comes to volume over the last 7 days. 26% wrapped CryptoPunks, Other Deeds, Nakamigos, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, Azuki, CloneX, DeGods, Heavy Metals, and CryptoPunks. And then over the last 24 hours, I'm scared to actually hit this. Other Deeds Vessels, Nakamigos, Bored Apes. I don't know what Doodles is doing in there. Mutant Ape Yacht Club,
selling,
Azuki,
being fucking floored,
and Genesis.
Damn it.
And Other Deed expanded. So we're like, this is, it's funny because as Yuga just kind of separates their assets, they're going to take more and more up, it looks like, of the top 10 here because all of these assets are going to be independently traded and have their own analytics. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Yuga projects there. We should keep track of that ratio over time.
At what point do we just start calling the NFT space the Yuga space? That's my question. Because, it's horizontal integration. That's what I was talking about, is that it's literally a product strategy. In storefronts, like traditional storefronts where there's limited space, just like there's limited shelf space in a top 10 or top 20 or on most of these analytics platforms. Yes, in theory, there is unlimited digital space, but there's only so many positions at the top. And so they're literally filling them up with all the different products. And it's I see a world here soon where we're coming and doing the NFT Go Bag Check, and the top 10 is all fucking Yuga projects. It's just insane what they're doing.
Hey, you got to wipe your chin off there a little bit, Gifted. Come on, man. You the Yuga show?
Am I drooling over Yuga? Am I simping too hard, Marty?
Well, you just called the entire space basically the Yuga space. But
I'm saying, at what point do we get... I mean, look, we just did a deep dive on 10KTF, which is one of the other crazy projects that's actually deep and interesting, and they fucking own that shit too.
So we'll get into the decoupling here, the Gucci pendant that is going to be going on sale later today, as well as 10K TF. But we do have to get to the rest of the bag check because I want to show off again OpenSea Pro, right? Like that's been the biggest release here over the last 48 hours. So over the last 24. With the wash trade filter on, OpenSea Pro is doing about the same as Blur Aggregator on trading sizes, and then when it comes to traders over the last 24, it's actually doing more on the traders and basically the buyers and sellers side. Let's go to 7 days, and we'll be watching this, right? Again, like this is good to see if you're an OpenSea fan. Is that they're actually doing super well. So now you're kind of pairing these two together in the same way that we pair the Yuga assets, OpenSea and OpenSea Pro. You almost have to combine this volume here to get the real metric when it comes to that competition. So really cool to see. I mean, I'm a big fan of, again, that competition. So we'll be following it. And that.
What's that? Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it. Hit it.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, how much faster are they pushing ahead the innovation on their own tool sets, their own marketplace, because Blur caught them off guard or took so much of their volume away so quickly over the last couple months?
Yep.
This might have been something that OpenSea has been working on or thinking about doing for a while, like probably since they bought Gem. They've probably been thinking like, hey, we're going to get these tools so we can create our own pro version. They've probably been working on this for some time, but I would bet that Blur coming in and eating their lunch over the last couple of months massively sped up their timeline on the development and the implementation of this stuff. And so again, yeah, that is good. It's this back and forth, healthy competition. Blur does one thing, they respond. And so what you're seeing is hopefully better experiences, better tools, and more transparency, more rewards, things for the community that, they otherwise may not have been wanting to do or doing as quickly as they are.
So we're having some guesses here on the name of the new show. It's the Yuga Show. Is it, let's see, the Wipe Your Chin Yuga Show. Probably saying I missed the Nifty Q Show, to be honest. The Yogurt Show. The Yuga Lab show called Monkey Business. So all great guesses there.
They're great guesses, but it's actually called Yuga Simps 5000. That's a great name, by the way. I was up late thinking about that one. But yeah, Yuga Simps 5000.
Threw that into ChatGPT a little bit too. Okay, so the Mandela effect. Yes, I do know the Mandela effect, and I do pronounce DeGods. Am I pronouncing it? Did I say DeGods on accident when I was going through that? So yeah, it's DeGods. Hopefully I can live up to your standards here, guys. Marty McFly saying Q doesn't know the Mandela effect. That is a weird phenomenon, that Mandela effect. When you go back and you're like, wait, that's not what I always thought it was. There's some interesting ones there. So
wait, all of Disney's kids movies are made by sexual deviants? What?
I want to go into Mandela effect examples here real quick because it's a Thursday episode. We're fucking around. I want to go into some Mandela effect here. Let's go. First of all, why is it called the Mandela effect? Does it have anything to do with Nelson Mandela?
I believe it does because it has to do with people forgetting. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, it has to do with like people forgetting and like misremembering things about him.
Okay. So Nelson Mandela's death is first. Man, aren't you guys glad you tuned into NFC Live today? Jiffy. Yep. I actually had that, but when I first, this is like the premier example to me because I thought it was Jiffy for a long time. What's wrong here? Oh, it's not Tunes? Wow. Oh, what's the Berenstein Bears? Why are the Berenstein Bears both Mandela effect and some other shit that you refuse to tell me about?
Because it's the Berenstain Bears.
What?
Yeah.
Curious George didn't have a tail? Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Oh, Skechers, yeah. Stop me when one gets you, man. Seriously. Stamina said, I said God's wrong. What the fuck?
I don't know about that one.
All right. I can't even go to the next slide. This is a Mandela effect happening.
That was it.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
Yeah,
Of
but
course, from
basically,
Esquire.
I think it's basically people thought Nelson Mandela died and
Got
just
it.
like they were wrong.
Man,
Like collectively, as a global society, everybody like wrote him off, and then was like, "Oh shit."
All right, last bit of the NFT Go Bag Check here. Looking at the collections over the last 24 hours. Genesis is likely going to take the top spot. Save Souls. I hate looking at this. Paper Ducks. Otherside Vessels. Beep Boop. Beep Boop. Here, Nakamigos. Amigos. Other Deeds. Iron Paw Gang. And your always favorite Magamigos.
Should we go look at these awesome Magamigos? Oh my god. Oh my god, yes.
Dude, just really quality. Just quality everywhere.
This is the garbage that I'm You know what? If you make money on it, good for you. All right, let's not spend more time on this.
No, you don't like Magamigos?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You know what I do want to? You know what I do actually want to look at though is the Iron Claw or Iron Paw. Can we go look at that?
Iron Paw Gang.
Yeah, because the art actually looks cool. Like this is one that I think I may understand a little bit more, like why people are spending a bunch of money on these assets. I don't know if they're revealed yet, but on the website you can see what the art looks like if they're not yet revealed. Oh, they are. Here you go.
Looks sick.
Yeah, these are like really cool animated characters, and they're like all different mechs with different traits. So like, I'm like, okay, at least this is like interesting and has legit fucking art. Like, this is cool. So yeah, let's pull up one or two of them. Let's like go to OpenSea or open them up and.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find the Twitter profile as well. Let's go to the website. What's the website got in store for us here? Oh, they have an audio component too.
And they got audio? Oh, shit.
Hold on. I'm coming. See, if we started with Iron Paw Gang, I would have had a fantastic episode, I think.
Yeah, you got to stop leading with the bad news and the shitty. Yeah, these are fucking cool. Like this is something that I get behind. And this is the annoying part about the space is that like this is not going to get the headlines as much. Like the things that are going to get the headlines are going to be fucking Pogs and the rugs and the Cobie tweet and all like the shitty nonsense that is just like fucking superficial bullshit that doesn't like create a lot of value or people didn't spend or Magamigos is probably going to fucking get headlines. And it's like, dude, these are not high quality intentional, builders trying to create something of value and long-term like interest. This, on the other hand, it's like, this is what's annoying is that the space does have real projects and people putting a lot of creativity and time and effort into creating something cool. It just doesn't get nearly as much of the focus and the attention as all the bullshit.
Yeah. From an aesthetic perspective, those looked like some of the coolest NFTs I've seen this year. Like, admittedly, that's kind of a low bar when it comes to like animated NFTs, but the floor price is down. It looks like a little bit here at 40%, but I mean, 0.3. I need to look into this. This is I will echo your statement. Like, it looks like there was some effort put into a lot of this stuff. It's not just like
effort.
Yeah, and how does that audio even work? Like, how many NFTs are there? Let's see. So 4,000 NFTs. Each one had to be its own unique audio.
Mm-hmm. Like, well, yeah. So each of those different animated like traits has an audio component tied to it. But then you have to layer in the complexity of the sound design. Not only creating the unique sounds that match each of the animations, but then designing each of the sounds in a way that they sync up and don't overlap with other traits. Like this is a remarkable sound design feat and sound engineering on top of the animation. So this is like when you say like, hey, this had a lot of work. I know how much work goes into creating an animated PFP project, and that I've done that without even sound. To add in the sound component of this and do it at a highly professional level where you're like meshing all of these different traits and sounds together to seamlessly work like that, like it's a lot of work to do it well. It's not easy, man. It's really not. And that's why it's like something like this actually has the underlying artistic integrity that I look for in projects. Because to me, it's like that's the type of shit that gets value over time. You know, like I've always been saying, it's like if you don't have that strong fundamental foundational product, which is the good art, something actually creative and interesting, I don't see how it really sustains value long term.
It's a really fair point, because then how do you go and build off what you need to build off to create a story, to get your community engaged? Like if you don't have that foundation, it's a really fantastic point. Buffalo, Crypto Buffalo, aka Randy Prim, is in the house. We appreciate you, man, stopping by. Thank you so much for gracing us with the AI knowledge here today.
Yo, when Randy on NFC Live?
When OpenSea token, when Randy Prim on NFT Live.
When C token, when Randy Prim. These are the big questions that the whole community is thinking about right now.
You know what? I will continue to say Randy Prim, but it just still feels weird. I just need a Buffalo. Oh, you're muted.
I'm not gonna lie, it's still hard for me, and Crypto Buffalo is even if I say Randy Prim, I'm still thinking Crypto Buffalo forever.
Okay. So. All right. Again, thank you so much to NFT Go Bag Check for being the sponsor this month for NFT Live. You guys are awesome for the whole network for Web3. You guys, I can't wait to just work with them as they build out their platform. They even got a lot of cool tools on the Chrome side as well, Chrome extension side. We need to have them on again to break that stuff down.
Heck yeah.
Can't wait. All right. We are in the main topic of the episode, which is going to be 10KTF. It's going to be Otherside vessels. We saw the decoupling happen over the day. Over the last 24 hours, we had some influencers kind of get online and start showing off the decoupling process. GIF, if you want to show your decoupling, that would be dope. I don't know if you can do that. If not, you're not home, are you? Yeah, that's tough. Oh, you're muted again.
I'm not home. I know. I'm fighting with the mute button today. I'm not home, but like I don't have a coda. So wait, what am I decoupling? The vessels?
Other
just
deed
the vessels?
From the vessel.
Yep. I might be able to do it live actually. Yeah, because I did bring my ledger, but I already moved one other deed into a hot wallet. So yeah, you want me to try and do this?
I mean, if you want to try it, I got some other video as well of other people decoupling. So, hey, I'm trying to start off this 10KTF. To kick us off, I want to do that trailer. But in the midst of that, Benjamin just posted that he has the ugliest coda in the other side. And I tend to agree with him. That is like it's balding or some type of like hair regrowth method. There's a lot of bags.
It literally hasn't slept in 2 millennia.
It's got corn for chests. This is a bad coda. I have to agree.
That's freaking hilarious, actually. hey, at least he's got one. You know what? It's still a humble brag. It's still a flex.
That is true. We're sitting here judging his coda while we don't have any. All right, I'm gonna show off a couple things. Where I would love to get that trailer of Wagmi and the other side. But I'm going to try to find some other trailers. Let's look at this. This comes from their Twitter here. This came on July 14th, previously on 10KTF. So we're going to listen to this really quick, see if that gets us up to speed. Otherwise, we had a deep dive today on the GM Web3 Morning Show about 10KTF, and we're going to try to get you caught up here with us.
Yeah, the one thing that might snag us up here is if gas is high. I don't have a lot of ETH in my wallet right now.
I can show it.
Yeah. 10KTF というお店を開いた。しかし、その成功は近隣の人々の注目を集めすぎた。 ワグミさんはニュー東京の向こう側へ手を伸ばし始める。そしてその店の裏にあるポータルがデジタルとフィジカルの間の溝を埋めることを可能していることが明らかになる。そんな時、ワグミさんの旧友アレサンドロ・ミシェルがニュー東京を訪れた。そして彼らは共にグッチグレールを作り上げる。ワグミさんの名声は最高潮に達しますが、ボストーズはそれを快く思いません。ボストーズはそのアイディアをコピーパスタし、ボストーズをフィーチャーされるコレクションを作るようにワグミさんは強要された。しかしワグミさんはトーズにトリックを仕掛け、超おバカに見えてしまう。トードズが弱ってる間に他の犯罪組織のボスはこの一角を乗ってるチャンスだと考えた。そして暴力団の抗争が勃発。かなり激しい。その結果 10KTF が全焼してしまうというアクシデントに見舞われた。グレールドバトルタウンで PFP を展開し、以前よりもいい店に生まれ変わらせるために協力する。適切な組み合わせでアイテムを装備することでパワーアップしてミッションに臨める。昔の犯罪組織のボスの時代は消えつつある。しかしボストーズは自分の力を手放さそうとはし、ワグミさんを止めるために彼はトーズ会場を召喚する。それはちょっとオーバーステップだったようで、今ニュー東京の存在全体を脅かししている。怪獣はワグミさんを足止めしたが、ニュー東京は大丈夫なんだろうか。ウェンムーンの強盗の戦品は果たして正しい手に渡るんだろうか。靴とリュックだけで怪獣に勝てるのか。そしてあの浮島は何なのか。次回の 10KTF も見逃すな。
Yo, let's fucking go. That was awesome. This is why I'm here. Look, we back into the episode with the good shit. That's what happened. We started with all the fluffery and the fuckery, and now we're at some dope stuff that's happening with 10KTF. Really cool IP. You have multiple projects that are a part of the story. So you see interoperability there. You see just really cool animation. I mean, like, there's so many different things I could talk about. That made me want to get involved. That was also a great breakdown, by the way. Like, that story in the last 2 minutes that you got there was basically talked about over an hour and a half period in GM Web3. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah. It moved very fast. That's like, I would have to go back and rewatch that several times to get all of it, because there's so much happening in this world, which, again, shout out Keegan and Valerie. That's why we had our special guests on GM Web3 this morning to come and do a deep dive, because this is a really interesting project, but there's so much happening that, like, you have to take the time and don't get duplicated. Don't do what I did on Doodles and dive in and without having all your ducks in a row and get screwed over. You know, take the time to understand this. That's what we're doing. We're trying to educate and learn about this. I think this project's fascinating, and I think that it's going to continue to pay off dividends, again, because it's now a bigger part of the Yuga ecosystem, because of Otherside, all the potential for phygital items coming online. I'm very bullish on this. And, like, the more that I'm learning about it, it's one of the, I really want to find a way in. And, you know, really what we got to at the end of, like, you know, and again, you know what, real quick, let's just say this. First and foremost, fam, nothing that we say on this show is financial advice. We're not financial advisors. Make sure to DYOR. Everything that we say here is solely opinions of our team and is public information found on the internet. So just always do your own research. But yeah, it sounds like one of the best ways to get in right now is still to just go and pick up on the secondary market a 10KTF item that's already been crafted, which basically means that somebody's already minted one of the parent projects. So there's 17 different, or maybe 18 now. Rango was recently added as one of these quote unquote parent projects. But basically, there's this symbiotic relationship where they're basically providing this utility and building out a lore around these utilities in this cool sequence with all these other projects and all these other communities, right? So it's this very collaborative thing that I think we need to see more of in the space. That's also another thing that's really drawing me into this, and I think has been a big part of their success. I don't think that that's a shocker, but they built this entire world, New Tokyo, and all this utility around like almost 20 other big communities and projects, and then provided this interactive, ways to collaborate and create rewards, craft these items, all this stuff around these existing popular IPs. And I love this collaborative ethos of the space, as opposed to this more competitive PvP crab in a bucket situation where everybody's like rooting for each other to fail. Really at the core of this was a very collaborative approach to like, how do we work together to, get the most out of this, create something new, build out the lore of all of our worlds together. So I have to say that as I'm getting more into it, I'm really appreciating that collaborative, symbiotic relationship with these big collections, things like Oniforce, now Renga, Bored Apes, Kennel Club, Gutter Cats you saw in there. A lot of them, shout out Gutter Cats, gang. So yeah, I don't know. But okay, what was I trying to get to? Sorry, I went into a tangent. But one of the things that we got to at the end is like, okay, everybody wants to know, what is the smartest strategy to get involved when it's already this far along? They've crossed the chasm of complexity. You're trying to catch up. How do you get into something like this in a smart way? And again, don't get duplicated like me and like what I did with the fucking doodles, but get into it in a smart way, dip your toes in, not lose your ass. It sounds like one of the best ways is to just go pick up an item off the floor that's already crafted. Again, it's already got somebody's PFP on a backpack or some shoes or a hat, but that's going to be probably one of the cheaper entry points. And then from there, you can at least get your toes wet, get into the community, start participating in these different sort of rewards programs and see what it's about, and then figure out how you want to move from there. Another interesting possibility, if you had more ETH to spend, could be looking at the Gucci Grails. And again, this is definitely not financial advice, but I actually wanted to pull up the Gucci Grails. So Q, I don't know if you want to just pull them up on OpenSea or if you want me to like pull them up. But these are the things that I've referred to several times that I was like, they're kind of ugly, and they were very expensive to me. Yeah.
No. So pull those up on your end,
Okay.
while I get this done. I just have to say, like, you could see it like right after that trailer that was kind of like summing up Wagmi and 10KTF up to this point. You could see I was simping for it. But you go farther into the thread, which they were basically like putting together a what the hell is 10KTF. You see like the manga style, like anime animations. You see like the boss Toad here, where you're just like getting into just really, really fucking cool animation. Like, who else is doing this other than, and here's the tie-in, Yuga. And I don't mean to get like too crazy, but I saw this tweet here from Leon Hurst saying Yuga unlocked the secret weapon by acquiring WeNew. So WeNew is the team behind 10KTF. Like, this is the team that created all of these visual animations, the lore, all this stuff. Well, now you're starting to see that come out in all of Yuga's stuff, like over the last 6 months since they acquired them. And Liam's making the I think right assumption that Yuga acquiring WeNew is kind of like Disney acquiring Pixar with their animated IP. Like, this is so cool. Like, who else is doing shit to this level? This is all in one thread.
Yeah, from day one, that's the other thing about 10KTF is their execution. Like, again, when you think of execution, you think about Bored Apes and Yuga Labs, and there's just very few other projects and communities and teams that are executing at this level. Then 10KTF came out.
Go ahead. Oh, you're muted. Oh, shit. Oh, you're good now.
Oh, shit. Well, I was going to say, it's just like, then 10KTF came out with this high quality execution, and there wasn't anyone else other than Yuga doing it, and now Yuga owns them too. So yeah, this to me is kind of like Facebook buying Instagram, but it just makes even more sense. And yeah, it's an IP play. It's a capabilities play because they're getting more animation and storytelling talent. I mean, dude, I
had no idea all of these trailers existed. Did you?
Dude,
like,
so
I've seen some.
I didn't know it was all of it, but that's what I'm saying, man. We're learning more about this, and one of the coolest things about them is that every Thursday, so literally today, every Thursday, they're dropping more parts of the story. So this consistency of quality and execution and storytelling is just not common. It's still way too uncommon in the space. And that's why, again, I'm very bullish on it. I'm excited to see what they drop today. I think literally like right now they're dropping some shit like 2 and 3 p.m. is when stuff starts to come out. So yeah, man, every Thursday, 10K TF. I didn't know it was every Thursday. I'll tell you that much. I learned a lot of stuff.
So I want to dive deep on some of the details of which one of those is the Gucci girls you were talking about. So what do we have here?
Oh goodness. So this was the Gucci Girls collection. These were 1 ETH to mint when ETH was like $3,000. So they were very expensive. And so this was like basically an extension from the 10K TF collection where you could use one of the parent collections. Again, there's like 17 or 18. And so like Oni was one of them, Cool Cats was one, but they basically just like slapped these weird Gucci assets on top of it. And that's when I was just like, like I don't love this as a derivative concept where you're basically just slapping these ugly Gucci assets on top of it, especially for that price of like $3,000 at the time, like 1 ETH when it was like that high. That's a very expensive derivative. Now you can see like the floor is held up actually pretty well. It's sitting just under half ETH. So given how bad the market's been, these have actually held pretty good floor. The interesting thing here, of course, is that the Gucci partnership, as we know, has continued to expand. And so there's already been some kinds of like rewards in the 10KTF ecosystem for having these. But what else are they going to do with these? That's the question, right? Will there be more rewards coming for the Gucci girls? We can only speculate. So this could be an interesting way to get into the 10KTF project, is to get one of these. But again, this is a much more expensive entry. So,
man, this is really cool. And I don't know necessarily, like, I think you almost have to approach 10KTF as an active participant in what they have going on, as opposed to trying to like say, hey, you know, like I want to flip, you know, X. I want to flip maybe the stock room items for, you know, double the profit and things like this. I think you have to approach this 10KTF with a user mindset, with a, you know, I think that's the way to go. That's the disconnect I think a lot of people are having, is like, where do I go to flip? It's like, go ahead. Oh no, you're muted.
dude, am I?
You're good now.
Okay. I think my mute is being slow right now. No, I think that's well said, right? Because it's definitely not a flipping project. I don't think it's much more of one that you want to invest in and be part of the journey. And yeah, there's some guy outside the window, so I'll let you talk for a minute.
Okay. Man, I'm having a great time. I am a sucker for storytelling when it comes to this space. And again, we talked about it. Like this often highlights like how early we are too, of like there being such a lack of storytelling outside of maybe 4, 5, 6 different projects. It's one of the reasons we really liked not Dead Fellas, Deadheads, not Deadheads. What is the one with the we did his marathon?
Based Heads? Come on, Q. Come on, Q.
It's my bad. But that was one of the reasons that we got drawn into the Based Heads, because we were super interested in his storytelling. Obviously, this is at a whole nother scale, though, and I cannot wait to see the collaboration between these two projects. Marty, we're in the middle of talking about world-changing IP brought to NFT holders that allows you to have some aligned incentives going into the future, and all you want to talk about is Berenstein Bears. All right.
Well, so I'll say this, and sorry it's loud because there's somebody doing yard work outside the window, but I'll say this about something that I learned about 10KTF is that you can recycle your materials. I didn't know that. So like if you wanted to sell just the parts, you can basically recycle your like hats and bags and stuff, so that you can like remove your imprinted PFP, so that you can basically just like get the majority of your investment back out of those parts. So that was a cool thing that I learned too, in terms of like, you know, crafting and minting your PFP onto a specific item. You can actually undo that process to like resell it and create more, you know, a better market that way without increasing the total supply. So that's actually a pretty cool mechanic.
All right. Speaking of Neo Tokyo, we have in Wagmi-San, like the gift that has basically
New
taken,
Tokyo. Yo, what you just did, I almost brought this up on the show. New Tokyo is not to be confused with
with
Neo.
Neo Tokyo. You're right. You're
It's
right.
a whole other ecosystem, but it is confusing, right? Because
It is.
they both mean the same thing also.
Yeah. So yeah, that fair on all accounts. I do want to show off New Tokyo in trailer form because again, I'm super excited about all the trailers that I've been able to just see exist here while we're live. Let's look at New Tokyo really quick, which we think is going to be a hub of the other side. Dude, I'm having too much fun right now. I just peed my pants, I think.
I want to be Wagmi-san when I get older. That's all. That's all I like. Literally the whole time, I'm just like, this guy fucks. This guy's a badass. I want to like when I get older, I want to be like Wagmi-san. That's all I know.
So here's another little Easter egg, if you will. Obviously, the tie-in with the other side has been, talked about, and the other side has a very cosmic feel. So when you see this portal open and you see New Tokyo here, you get the idea that either the other side is coming to this planet, or New Tokyo is moving to the other side. But you can really, really see the kind of meshing of the two here in this picture.
Oh yeah, so it's happening. It's happening. This to me is the obvious layup for why you want to like maybe get into 10KTF now. Again, not financial advice, fam. I don't know the best way even, but like, we talk sometimes about obvious things. It seems like, Polygon under $1 at this point, even though I was calling it when it was well under $1.
Oh, debug games. Get a Gucci tag for a Yugo Winu PFP.
Oh,
see, that's the one thing when I'm viewing the Gucci tag. This is the one thing that I'm viewing the 10KTF, and the one thing they missed out on was having the ability to show off your PFP on your profile, right? Because they've never launched a PFP, and that's a huge piece of these communities, is being able to show off that you're in it. And essentially what you get with 10KTF is the ability to show off, hey, I got a bag, I got, a shoe, but it's not ever present like a PFP would be in that sense. So yeah.
What is a G tag though?
Is it a Gucci Grail? Is it the codependent?
Also, what is 10KTF.WTF?
This is the one that he was talking about. This is so we got this pitched to us here at the end of GM Web3 Morning Show. This is basically what, if you want to find out about 10KTF, I just linked it there.
This is a great. Yeah.
It is. It's the best.
Also, one of the cool things that we learned this morning that I didn't know is that, as how engaged this community is. They have community spaces and shows every single day of the week, other than Saturday, I think. Saturday is their day to touch grass, but there is a different 10KTF scheduled show every single day of the week. So also a really, really solid, like, just community to get engaged with and stay, probably make it like, that's how you make great connections too. Like, as far as getting into a community early, if you're new into NFTs or you're relatively new, it's great to get into a community that's that engaged, because you make good relationships that way,
What is they broke down Battletown as well. Like, what is the setup with the game as it exists today? Like I know there were point systems and all this stuff participating. There was like almost PO apps and PO app NFTs. But how does that work out in your estimation?
Yeah, so I haven't actually played it. I'll explain it from my layman's perspective, right, as best I can. Basically, you craft and collect these different items that then you can use to equip your parent PFP. So again, if like you have like an Oni or a World of Women, whatever your PFP is that you're kind of wanting to play the 10KTF game with, all those items that you craft and collect, whether it's shoes or hats or backpacks, they call them day packs, but it's just a backpack. You can basically go on their website and their interface and equip those onto your character. And then I think it's just kind of like sending it on a quest type of thing, right? It's like you equip it, send it, it goes and it battles somehow. And I think what's cool about this too is my understanding is you can do this in a very team-based collaborative way. That's what's also interesting. So there's a whole meta and strategy around like how do you partner with different communities or different crews to create your own team to go into Battletown together or use all of your different items to the maximum effect. And then by doing all this and equipping and going into Battletown, you're accumulating points. Your points depend on the types of items, the rarities, how many different characters, all that type of stuff. And those points are generating different types of rewards. I did hear one of those rewards is actually ApeCoin. At certain points, they've had ApeCoin rewards. Mm-hmm. I know there was other types of like NFTs, as rewards too. But yeah, I think Battletown is basically an interactive sort of game mechanic that allows you to use the items that you've crafted and collected to equip your PFPs and collaborate with others to generate rewards.
So that was first of all, fantastic breakdown. So I'm not going to, speak any more on that because I think you did a good job overviewing what was said on the morning show. I do feel like we're getting to this point with even 10KTF, and I need to figure out the right verbiage for this. I love that we've been able to, in the time that we've been covering the NFT space, I feel like we even talk about things enough where we create new terms or try to kind of work out the language. But really where we're at with 10KTF is the same thing we're at with Polygon, and the same thing that we're at with a couple other projects that we talk about, maybe in Aavegotchi, but the Aavegotchi hasn't got to this scale either, of like, it's going to be successful. ETH is another one. At 1,800, being deflationary, knowing what we know. Again, none of this shit is financial advice, but 10KTF feels like that. Like somebody was talking in chat, this is nothing new. They've had Yuga Easter eggs for a very long time. People still don't realize Yuga acquired 10KTF, and we're having that conversation. This is going to be one. This is like one of those polygons. It's one of those ETH plays. It's like, it's going to be so obvious in a year.
I think so. And I think kind of what you're referring to is entropy. Like when certain things reach a certain momentum and velocity and they have enough behind them, they hit a tipping point. And with some of these things, you start to see enough energy and attention and development and community and story and all of these sorts of different things and awareness, all of these different metrics for measuring like how much there is really there. And they eventually sort of develop this momentum and they get to this entropy where it becomes very hard to stop. Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's what I see going on with something like a Polygon. It's like, dude, there's so much development in the Polygon network. It's going to be very hard to stop that. Yuga, now 10KTF, Aavegotchi has a lot of entropy now. They've been building for a while. They've got a DAO that is working. That is like, now they have a community of evangelizers that are out there just spreading the gospel of Aavegotchi. They've got a game and utilities and a bunch of things underlying that, and they're getting Polygon support from the protocol level. It's like all these things to me, right, create this sort of understanding of like, okay, there's a lot happening and there's so much momentum and interest in development that how do you stop that? Like, what would it take to actually reverse or keep them from growing and being successful? It almost becomes hard to understand what it would take to stop that thing. And so that's what I mean by like entropy, right? And so, yeah, with 10KTF, there is clearly so much happening with that project and so many resources behind it now with Yuga and the other side coming. There's clearly a ton of stuff in the works that hasn't even been announced. It's hard to imagine how this is not a bigger, super interesting thing a year from now.
Yeah. And the ability to story tell in an environment like our industry where there's a lack of that is going to make them stand out even more. Like truly. Like it might be the scale of the companies that we deal with in this space, but not a lot of projects can tell stories at this level. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So, all right. So we're going to have to move on. I want to hit the Legends of Mara a little bit. We're still in the Yuga ecosystem. That's what it feels like.
The Yuga Show.
But we have some awesome people in the house. EOS is being brought up a bunch. So Debug Games is saying, Q, I remember you from the EOS days. Remember the 1,000 EOS $1 million bet? I do remember that. That was fantastic. Definitely profitable as well with Rob Finch, Mike's brother, way back in the ICO alert days. That was a good time. Good to see you here, my friend. Glad you are still in the wild, wild west with us and on the frontier. EOS Watchdogs is asking, are you guys going to NFT NYC this year? GIF has been super non-committal. Like he must have a stalker or something because he's trying to tell us that he's not going, but he might be going. I unfortunately will not be going there. It just sucks. I'm not going to be leaving this area. I see your face, GIF. What's up? Okay, so all right, so I don't know. GIF is non-committal still.
Hey, look. I'm gonna say this. I honestly don't want to go. So like the chances of me going are
so cool.
I've been to the last two, and like we did awesome things there. But yeah. I just think that there's more interesting events going on that I want to put focus and attention. Like maybe Consensus. We might be doing something there. Like I want to go to VCon and I haven't booked anything for VCon. So I don't know. I'll just say this. If I make it to New York, it's going to be very, very last minute, fly by night, fly by the seat of my pants type of thing.
You fly birdie, fly. All right. We are going to be ending with the other side today. I'm going to quickly check in on the markets. The markets look okay to end the week. Again, this is the last NFT live of the week. Of course, we have Fridays, but we like to touch a little grass there, as well as do a little bit of just checking, just some spring cleaning, some maintenance on our lives and wallets.
Drink some maple syrup. That's what I'm going to be doing.
You can tell that's full of maple syrup right there. It's white actually in Canada, if you didn't know. Bitcoin is sitting at about 28,000. Ethereum almost at 1,900. Good to see him there. ApeCoin is doing pretty well. I mean, it's holding. It's been pretty much a stable coin for about the last month. We have Uniswap at 6, Solana at 20. What do we got? BNB after being sold off randomly from a Cobie tweet. And then what's another one? Polygon? How's Polygon doing? $1?
What's Doge doing?
What the hell is Doge doing? That's a good question. Falling below 90 cents there, or 9 cents. If it was 90 cents, I'd ask you to sell.
Come on, Elon.
Okay, so Legends of the Mara. In debug, I'm saying Legends of Mara too. I've gotten caught saying that, but apparently it's Legends of the Mara.
It's Lord of the Rings, not Lord of Rings. Okay.
Okay, got it. So I've got some links. If you guys have any, partly this conversation I want to be around like where do we find the best information, right? Because there is an Otherside space right now called the Other Space that I go for information.
Shout out Sean Nana. That's a homie, and they're killing it on that show. And you know what? I'd love to have them, join us on this network. But we'll probably end up developing our own show if we can't get them, to come over here and create with us. But yeah, Sean's been in the space for a while, and they've been deep in the Yuga ecosystem for a minute. So that's going to be a great resource.
It is a great resource. Otherside Wiki is another one. So I've got this pulled up here. So I use Otherside Wiki. They said this is a tweet from them saying the Otherside meta decoupling has arrived. We have successfully integrated all new collections into our platform. Although decoupling events are designed to be detected and adapted, there may still be errors. We will work diligently to address any issues as they arise. So you can see they have a good resource here, Otherside Wiki. And then I also have, related specifically to the Legends of the Mara, you can obviously just, do your own research on Twitter and find really cool tweet threads like this. So Linkdom is saying created this for the Otherside meta.
It's linked M.
Linked M.
That's linked M. Come on, man. You don't know who that is?
Nah.
That's one of the OG fam, and she was actually
got it.
Well, no, she might be part of Otherspace now, but she was actually one of the founders of Oniforce.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we have, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm going to try to zoom in for you. But we have some information on the vessels. So if you can see, there's let me make sure I get this right. You have the farmer, the hunter, and the enchanter. In very, very fine print, it says the enchanter, magic specialist in the game, potential healing abilities, provide boost for team, weaken enemy defenses. The farmer, resource gathering experts, harvest sediment fragments, vital for game progression, supports team sustainability. And then for the hunters, skilled in combat, protects team from threats, excels at enemy elimination, and strengthens team offense. Again, the Legends of the Mara is supposedly, again, a 2D kind of farming / adventure game. Again, we haven't seen like any releases of gameplay, so we really don't know. But you're essentially going to be playing this game with the Mara as well as the Coda Mara, and that will be what we'll be getting into as this game releases.
I feel like this is going to be Harvest Moon meets Lord of the Rings.
I haven't played Harvest Moon.
That's my gamble. There you go. You heard it here first. I'm going to turn that into a cryptographic prediction and tweet it out. Hopefully no one decodes it.
So let's see. Squashman saying, yeah, shout out to Sean Nana and Baron. I'm sure they'll pop over. They're cool as fuck. Debug is saying, does anyone know if you can use multiple vessels on the same land? Squash saying, we get another obelisk piece by doing the vessel claiming / decoupling. So the obelisks are starting to be like almost receipts that you participated in the game. That's a big piece I'm getting for it.
To the first part, I don't know if there's multiple vessels per land, but we know that there is rare hybrid Kodamara that have 2 of the traits. So I think that's the way to have multiple vessels instead of just having 1 of the 3. You can have 2 of the 3 capabilities through a single Kodamara. Isn't that what they're called? You remember that? So there's like a hybrid rare version.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it real quick.
Of the Mara called Kodamaras. Yeah,
so we got the vessels that turn into the Mara. The Mara's abilities derive from its vessel type. Obviously, the Odiac.
Keep going.
Season catalysts.
Oh, wait. Go back up. Right here. Hybrid catalysts.
Yeah,
possessing. Yeah.
When a Mara ingests a seasonal catalyst, it evolves into a Kodamara that takes on traits possessed by the catalyst. Nearly all catalysts possess traits that belong to one or another season's constellations. Only the most uncommon kind of catalyst, the hybrid catalyst, possess traits that belong to 2.
So that to me is... Yes, I don't know that you can combine vessels on a single other deed, but if you get one of these rare catalysts, then I think you get multiple capabilities in one Mara or one Coda Mara.
The sediment fragments on the other deed line is probably where I get the most confused because there's so many different lands, 2 fragments on the land. Like I have an artifact on one of my other deeds. I have no idea. I also have a rare like squid looking dude. I forgot the exact trait that it was. But I've got like a rare artifact on one and a squid looking dude who basically is like very rare. But again, that was my consolation prize for not getting a fucking coda. But yeah, the sediment fragments and the land itself is probably the most confusing to me. The actual characters feel like there's some progression and things like this. So the Kodamara.
I think it's one of the interesting ways that they're differentiating all the 100,000 different lands, right? It's like one of the interesting traits. If you're going to be mining and creating resources or having unique, maybe there's even unique experiences or experiential components of the other side depending upon the traits that it has, right? So even if it's like you've got two of the same biome, like, right, let's say that you've got two jungle biomes or something. Maybe the other unique traits, like the sediments, can still change the experience of inhabiting it or mining it or whatever, right? And so to me, I just see this as one of the other unique things that they've built into this to differentiate across the 100,000 different plots of land. So yeah, how exactly all of that plays out, yeah, I don't think we know yet.
Okay, so we're looking live, or not live, but we're looking at a recorded video of Bryson doing the other deed vessel claim. So he's got one other deed that he's going to claim. We'll kind of watch him through. Do you want to watch it with audio? Might as well, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's watch it with audio. Give me just a sec.
This vessel claim, I have one other deed, so I'm incredibly excited to experience what the other side has to offer. We're gonna jump on over, and as you can see, my other deed, my biome, my universe, my space in the other side is sitting there very pretty. I don't have a coda on this land. That's probably the one thing that is missing, but we're gonna jump into the claim. Of course, you can buy more other deeds if you decide to do so. I'm gonna select this one right here, 29,998. Wow, that has to be like, I don't know how many deeds there are in total, but that's actually
100K,
a really
brother.
cool number. So we're gonna select that.
Come on, Bryson.
And then we're gonna click the nice little.
He should watch our show more
and see what we have here.
Okay.
Man, I'm loving the Yuga Labs UI, man. Everything always feels like it's well placed, well designed, well curated, well discovered.
Just get to it.
Burn and transform the selected other deed. I'm getting nervous. But we're gonna do it.
I'm triggered.
I'm nervous, but we're gonna do it. Also, shout out to Fire. I love using their platform to tell me exactly what's happening in my wallet. This is not a shill. It's really cool. So as you can see, asset out, it's gonna be the other deed, and we're gonna get an other deed expanded token and a vessel token, and it's gonna cost me $24. You can get Fire on Google Chrome. It's a great extension to always see what's happening in your wallet before you make any network changes.
You're muted. Yeah.
It's gonna cost me about $17 in gas fees. What we're doing.
I actually haven't seen that plugin.
I haven't
So.
either. It was definitely a plug.
The window
Expansion
is
in
open.
progress.
The window of opportunity
I
is
love
now
that we
here,
still
and I'm
have this
excited
like
to see what we
loading
get
period for gas.
on the other side of this claim. No, that was no pun intended. And quick, as easy as you like, your other side, your vessel NFT is available. And look at this
That's
thing right
cute.
here.
You got a farmer.
Wow. Look at this beauty of a card. We have a PFP, we have an NFT, and the vessel. So we can download all three of these.
Oh shit.
That's fire. I'm liking the way that's looking. So that's the PFP.
Bro, if you put your vessel as a PFP, just you have no.
Now we can go
I
over
just
to the
can't.
NFT.
I can't.
Same thing.
I don't even want to say what I want to say here.
Another view. So
Let
we have a
people
couple of views
live.
here. Of course,
I guess.
your boy didn't have the coda, so we aren't gonna get.
Yeah, we know you.
Wait,
don't have a
so when you do this, you're burning the other deed and it's gone?
it's the expanded dynamic NFT that they're moving to.
Got it. Also,
So
an interesting, real quick, interesting piece of alpha that I wasn't aware of. Squashman saying we get another obelisk piece by doing the vessel claiming or coda decoupling. So that's cool. I didn't know that.
I can't wait to have the discussion that we always end up having when we do this bridge burn scenario of like, what happens to the virgin NFTs that don't burn, that don't move on? Do those become rare? I can't wait to have those discussions.
On that, it'll be a fun thing to look at next week as a good follow-up, since it's like a solid week or two out, is how's it going with the Utes and the Gods and what's up with the Solana ones. And anyway, let's not do that today, but I'm excited to keep following up on that one too. I you know what? That's the first time I've heard them called Virgin. I like that as a
Virgin
term.
NFTs?
Yeah, the Virgin OG, the purest of the NFTs.
So Marty's saying they did it so they could enforce royalties on the new ones. Did they not have royalties on other deeds?
Well, other deeds were probably minted before the whole royalty fiasco, and so we know how that's gone over the last year of royalties being not honored because they were basically just a marketplace creation. They weren't on chain. So then creating new solutions to protect them or weed out certain marketplaces. So that's that might be a big part of why they're doing this, is that they're basically saying, hey, we're replacing that old NFT with a new one that has some unique dynamic
Such
features.
a tired take.
Including,
so tired.
Including royalty protections. What's wrong with that?
They're trying to get these assets to be upgradable. In order
all of
to
the
have
above.
NFT
Why can't it be all of the above? Why does it have to be one or the other? Are we not nuanced and
because
sophisticated?
Marty, you're saying it like, oh, they're doing it so they can enforce royalties. No, they're doing it so that these NFTs are going to continuously evolve over time. The vessel NFT is going to change. The other deed is going to change again.
It's all of the above, probably, but yeah, I mean, obviously, Marty has his own agenda.
It's not whatever.
He has an angle. He's trying to pollute us against Yuga. He's trying to turn any positive Yuga momentum into FUD over here, and that's Marty.
So, all right, folks, we're at an hour and 54 minutes into the episode, so we do have to get up out of here. That's without the 10-minute timer too, Gift. So this might be up into one of our longest episodes. I do have this last topic. I didn't get to touch on the codependence with you, I don't think. We touched on it a little bit. Obviously, 6 p.m. is going to be the sale. Question, would you buy it if you knew that you weren't going to have to pay like a gas fee that's absorbent? Like, would you buy one of these 3,333 codependents?
No. I think they're cool. I do think that it would be cool to have one and get to rock one, but I don't like just where the market's at and where I'm at. It's not worth spending that much money on just to wear a fucking necklace at a conference and be like, yo, look at me.
It's digital too.
It's just so I'm not going to be buying one. I do think that they're pretty cool though. Like anybody that's getting one of those pendants, I'm sure we'll see somebody out at a conference and be like, hey, look at that fucking baller over there. So I'm not hating on it. I'm not going to get one.
If I knew that I wasn't going to have to get into a gas war, I would. I guess in order to, this is my thing with Digiphysical. Here's my last comment, because I know we do have to run. I know you have a lot of things to get to up in the Great White North. It's like the physical item, again, the kind of marrying the two, right? Because you're not going to instantly get a codependent sent to your house right when you buy the NFT. Like, that's not how it's going to work. There's obviously
not until Amazon.
I see you, but I could buy the codependent on secondary, right? I could buy the codependent on secondary and then get the codependent in physical form at a later time. But at some point, that's not going to be the case. There's probably going to be a tag that says this codependent has the physical claimed already. You know what I mean? Probably.
I don't know. As far as Squashman asking, what effects do you think a codependent will have on an other deed, if any?
100%.
I mean, it might. I think it would just be an in-game item that you could put on your character. That's what I would think. You think it's going to have more?
Okay. So I think you can put it on your coda, obviously, and you can put it on the other deed. I believe. I think they're going to have. They're going to have like buff powers, 100%.
Yeah, you're probably right. That would make more sense. It adds more value to buying the physical and the NFT version. That's fucking, dude. This shit is next level. This shit is next level, bro.
You're right. What do I get by purchasing a codependent? Let's read this and then we'll be out of here. By purchasing the codependent, you get a metadata trait that's a permanent visual update for the select. Okay, so they just said visual for the selected coda or vessel NFT, who will now be rocking a digital codependent necklace. The updated coda or vessel also unlocks cosmetic options for 3D avatars on the other side, coming summer 23. Nice, including trail virtual effects and branded chat handles. Okay, so right now all we see that it's visual. This summer, holders of the coda or vessel NFT with the codependent trait who provide a delivery address in one of the listed shipping countries may be eligible. Okay, so if you try to buy a codependent after this date, then it's not going to come with the physical is basically what you have to do. May be eligible to claim a physical codependent from Gucci at no additional cost. All the items are tied to the updated coda vessel, so the holder at the time it gets the item regardless of who made the
So
purchase.
nowhere in here does it talk about in-game rewards or buffs. And
No,
the reason why I initially didn't think that they would do that is because that enters into pay to win.
I think this will be pay to
territory.
win. I think this environment will be more pay to win than like the entire other side is going to be more pay to win than people are used to. It's going to have to come along with NFT adoption for people to really kind of get on board with this. Like gamers are going to have to be accepting of NFTs to really, kind of adopt Otherside. And at that point, it is going to be more of a pay to win environment. There's going to be aspects to the game that aren't, though, right? That's the idea. I mean,
still didn't mention any in-game benefits other than the visual stuff.
True.
I mean, having like a unique tag will actually be kind of cool too, because it's gonna like really separate you in all the chats and everything. That's see, dude, clout. You know what's really interesting?
Code a cringe score,
dude. This is actually though. We already talk about like in theory in the metaverse, like having different PFPs as being like sexy, cool status symbols. Mm-hmm. This is where you're literally starting to see that come to life. They are now differentiating your fucking gamer handle within the metaverse through an expensive NFT. You know what I mean? It's like you are now literally going to get to see who is the most popular shiny rich kid in the metaverse. Who's the dude with a fucking Bentley parked outside of the fucking club? Like that is where this is going with NFTs. And that's also a big, again, it's like our proclivities like as human animals is to be attracted to the shiny thing and like absolutely look for signals, right? Like that. It's the whole idea of a status symbol is it is a signal that is hard to fake of the value that you have, that you can bring to the table, of the resources that you control. This is why NFTs to me have always just like, it's one of the many reasons why NFTs have always made sense, because NFTs are absolutely the expensive digital assets that you can attach identity and status to in the metaverse, in your digital identity, not just like your status, but your real identity too. Now we've got zero knowledge proof. So anyway, it's interesting to see some of the things that we've been prophesizing, talking about as potential applications and use cases. Literally, like you're seeing this shit happen in real time, and so it's cool. It's cool to see that.
I feel like we have a real decision to make because of we're adjacent very and inside as well a lot of what's happening with Yuga, and I feel like because of that we've been able to kind of take in, okay, this is really, really happening, and I feel like we almost have a decision to make with our time here, like coming up, because if you want to know what the fuck's going on, I mean, there are people doing crazy ass threads like this where they're like, hey, you're going to be able to take your resources and move them, and you're going to be able to choose which resource. Like, in order to follow this,
it's literally going to be like a WoW, World of Warcraft moment where it's like people are going to absolutely dedicate their lives to this game.
But but only in the last month has it really got to this point, which is mind bending to me. Of like, I guess slowly and then all at once. But like they have released, we haven't even fucking talked about heavy metal. Like the sewer pass is heavy metal. The mechs, like it's going to be a conscious decision. I think I'm just telling you how I feel. Like how do we cover it? How much time are we spending? We
need to do a show. We absolutely need to do a show on the network. So again, anybody out there that wants to be part of developing a Yuga focused show with us, please reach out. Cause like we absolutely need to have a dedicated like weekly Yuga show, even if it's just like 1 hour or like 30 to 45 minutes. So just like, here's the updates. Let's just talk about these for a minute. Like, it doesn't have to be a long show, but I think we need to have a consistent, foot in what's going on so that we can make sure that all of our fam and friends in this community are getting the most out of this. Because the way that I see it is that like most things in Web3, it's like the early adopters and the people that figure it out early are going to make the outsized rewards in this whole thing. It is literally going to be like a land grab, and people are going to get in, establish, some kind of system or hierarchy of like how to earn rewards or figure out how to maximize whatever returns. And those people are going to probably do really, really well for like 6 months to a year, or maybe even the thing is with something this big, this could be like, how long was World of Warcraft a thing? It's like, this could actually be a big thing for years. I mean, you even look at
20 years almost.
You look at something like the ApeCoin staking, that's already like a 3-year plan. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sure the way that they're building Otherside's tokenomics, they're not just trying to make it profitable for 6 months to a year. Yeah. That's been one of the issues with play to earn gaming and the way that those are set up, is that they're kind of here today, gone tomorrow, and they don't have that sustainable mechanic or the built-in tokenomics to survive a downturn, or when certain amount of people leave, then what? I am sure they are looking at all of the past examples of failed games, of failed tokenomic systems, of Ponzi schemes. I'm sure they're looking at all of this shit and saying, how do we build something that is valuable, interesting, rewarding for years?
I mean, it's been the dream of us that are, gamers and following the gaming space. Is like, there's the utility, right? The utility is kind of baked in. If you can figure out how to make these digital assets ownable and have that at scale, there you go. So, all right, this was a very, very long episode. So we appreciate you guys tuning in all the way through. Debug Games providing a lot of alfalfa today on the last NFT Live of the week. Again, we have Speakeasy tonight. We will see you guys on Monday as well, 1 p.m. Eastern next week. And we appreciate you guys so much. Gift, send them out, man. And we, again, our Bar Tribe.
Yo, shout out Kane Mayfield. Shout out Easy and Crypto, the homies running the funniest, most entertaining show on all of Twitter Spaces. Speakeasy on the Web3 network. It happens tonight at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. EST over on Twitter Spaces. I'm going to be tuning in. You don't want to miss that. We will be back next week. So we get our break. We get to touch grass. We get to drink some maple syrup tomorrow. But we'll be back on Monday with more GM Web3 and more NFT Live. This was a blast. I missed out yesterday with you, Ronan, and Big EQ, but I'm happy to be back for another awesome episode. I feel like we really covered a lot of things, especially the important stuff up front. So this was great. And shout out to all y'all in the chat for making it lit. Couldn't do the show without y'all. This is not financial advice. Our Vibe, our tribe. Let's go.
Peace.